1910, Chad Garoni's great-grandfather immigrated to a farm in California, coming from Italy, beginning a family tradition of American agriculture that has spanned 4 generations. Chad now operates the McKittrick Ranch, established by his grandfather in 1936, and it's not a foundation that he takes for granted. He says, "I am honored and proud to be continuing the legacy and traditions of growing crops and relationships that have made us successful over 4 generations. With his parents and his wife, Ravel, he grows almonds, alfalfa, carrots, silage, cotton, and cattle on 2,500 acres near Bakersfield." Prior to returning to the ranch 14 years ago, Chad attended Cal Poly and graduated from Colorado State University with a degree in ag business. Through the California Ag Leadership Program, he traveled throughout the U.S. and Europe, meeting colleagues and ag officials and developing skills to communicate the ag industry's concerns to the public as well as lawmakers. Working through the ranks of his family's agricultural operation has provided Chad with the most important education he has received, starting with his childhood involvement in 4-H, cattle showmanship, and FFA. His goal of building a diversified, sustainable business to pass along to future generations is evident in his implementation of technology and conservation practices. Chad uses GPS with tillage equipment, in-field applications, and irrigation. The use of pheromones has nearly eradicated a previous problem of navel orange worm infestation, while eliminating pesticides and increasing the yields and quality of the crop. Chad utilizes technological devices to monitor moisture levels in the soil, track nitrogen intake and outtake, and record cattle information for his registered Angus business. He works closely with the NRCS, the San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District, and the Almond Board Sustainability Program to ensure that his farming practices conserve soil and water and protect the environment for future sustainability. Ravel's teaching position at a charter school nearby carries on the theme of sustainability to the next generation. Their edible schoolyard allows students to plant, cultivate, and harvest fruits and vegetables, which are used in lessons for the students in preparing healthy meals. In addition to their devotion to agriculture and raising their 8-month-old daughter, Claire, the Garonis are also involved throughout the community in the American Cancer Society Board, youth livestock programs, the Italian Heritage Dante Association, Farm Bureau, County and State Cattlemen's Associations, and the Western Growers Association. Harry Johnston of McConnellsburg, Pennsylvania, has been employed in agriculture since he was 12 years old and began milking cows at his neighbor's dairy farm. His responsibilities soon encompassed feeding, milking, and operating heavy field equipment, experiences that developed an active desire to choose a career in farming. So, when the neighbor's farm came up for sale when Harry was 18, he and his father, who was a local doctor, purchased the property. Harry enrolled at Penn State, earning a degree in agronomy and a minor in ag business while farming his 270 acres on the weekends. Following graduation, he and his wife Dee began a custom chemical crop care and soil consulting business and expanded the farm to 1,600 acres of corn, soybeans, wheat, hay, sorghum, oats, and beef cattle. The farm also provides custom farming service, such as combining, mowing, and baling. While the workload is significant, Harry does not consider farming to be a job because he enjoys it. He strives for excellence in all aspects of the business. He says, "I make sure that all my customers' fields are taken care of exactly the way I would take care of my own fields." His commitment to improving his knowledge and skill in farming is evident in the success he has achieved, breaking state records for corn production per acre twice in his career. The farm is managed with a conservation and nutrient management plan, and Harry is currently installing a manure stacking facility, stream crossings, and walkways through conservation district programs. All crops are planted with no-till equipment, and crop rotation is practiced on a yearly basis to increase the organic matter and stability of the soil. Harry has worked closely with a sprayer manufacturer to help improve the design of the equipment and has made multiple improvements to the farm facilities as the business has grown. Harry and Dee are active in 4-H and FFA support organizations, Farm Bureau, the Pennsylvania Soybean Association, the State No-Till Alliance Organization, and the Corn Growers Association, and they have hosted Farm Bureau safety events at their farm that are broadcast on local television. Harry credits Dee with much of the success of the farm. She manages the cattle operation, the farm books, payroll, and various farm tasks. Dee has also begun breeding and showing horses. The Johnstons have 2 children, Ella, 9, and Maggie, 4. With a history of family farming that dates back to 1820, as well as college degrees in ag business and business administration, Christopher Martin had a strong foundation on which to build a successful agri-consulting enterprise. Through his thriving business, he was serving 13,000 acres across 9 counties when he knew it was time to switch gears. Christopher said, "It is impossible to explain why I wanted to farm so badly, but I simply always knew I would." Fueled by that determination, Christopher and his wife, Ginger, sold their family home and began a new career in production agriculture 12 years ago. They grow cotton, corn, wheat, peanuts, and rye on 3,400 acres near Hawkinsville, Georgia. And along with raising their 2 children, Granson, 19, and Wellesley, 17, Christopher and Ginger have engaged in many community and agricultural organizations, including the Chamber of Commerce, Board of the Heart of Georgia Peanut and Gin, Farm Bureau, County Recreation Department, Athletic Booster Club, Relay for Life, Church, Community Blessing of the Crops, United Way, PTO, and Playday Pals, a private learning and child care program for preschool. Community involvement is a priority for Christopher, but he considers farm innovation to be his passion. His farm has hosted extensive research, development, and plot testing for state agencies and private companies. The studies include a rolling rye pilot program through the NRCS with an objective to provide sunlight-blocking ground cover to diminish the germination of pigweed during primary crop planting. Ensuring that his farm is environmentally and economically sound is a primary goal for Christopher. 1,000 of his acres are enrolled in the CSP program through NRCS, and he voluntarily placed all his farmable acres under the exact same requirements of cover crops, low drift spray nozzles, split nitrogen application, and irrigation monitors. His conscientious farming methods earned him the title of District Soil Conservationist of the Year in 2004, and he is one of 20 farmers nationwide to participate in a 5-year soil quality study. In 2009, Christopher was one of 4 Georgia farmers selected for the Peanut Leadership Academy. He traveled across the country to tour farms and research facilities and met with members of Congress to gain support for the peanut program and to debate the Farm Bill. His ambitions recently reached new highs when he obtained his private pilot's license, which he plans to utilize in an agri-air business. According to Randall Melvin of Buffalo, North Dakota, there was no doubt about which profession he would choose. He said, At 18 months, I would try to bite the babysitter during harvest because I knew my parents were on the combine and that's where I wanted to be. Randall grew up working on the family farm and graduated from North Dakota State with a degree in agricultural economics. He later became trained in commodity brokerage and diversified the row crop farm by beginning a marketing service through the farm office. His goal was to expand the operation without having a negative impact on his parents' farm. Through the marketing service and improving soil health to increase production, he has achieved that goal. He enjoys helping others in agriculture by setting up marketing plans and considering different ways of managing market risks. Careful analysis of production practices has helped Randall improve the 1,800-acre farm's efficiency. In the past 4 years, fertilizer use has been his focus, and he is now using liquid fertilizer with multiple applications to apply the nutrients to the crop when the plant requires them. Variable rate technology, yield mapping, soil testing, and drain tile have all contributed to increased yields, decreased erosion, and improved soil health. The more efficient use of fertilizer has limited leaching and washing out of the soil. Randall's wife, Christy, grew up on a farm and has taken an active role in farm operations while also keeping books, helping with marketing and office operations, and caring for Leela, 6 years old, Rachel, 5, and Benjamin, 1. Christy also engages in volunteer work through their community and church, and Randall holds memberships in many community, state, and national organizations. He serves on the Public Policy Action Team for the National Corn Growers Association, making contacts that have resulted in farm visitors from Brazil, Bosnia, Uruguay, Ukraine, Germany, Romania, and Russia. He is treasurer for the North Dakota Corn Public Action Committee, secretary of the North Dakota Corn Growers Association, and a member of Farm Bureau, Township Board of Supervisors, Cass County Crop Improvement, and the District Republican Executive Committee. Randall says, and I quote, "I firmly believe that our industry needs more people involved and communicating with our elected officials so they understand how the policy they enact affects those who implement these policies in business practice." Andy Stock always knew he wanted to take over the family farm near Murdock, Nebraska someday. His opportunity came in 2001 when an uncle's retirement and the opportunity to buy an additional 80 acres provided him with a humble start. Working alongside his father and grandfather, he continued the agricultural education that had begun in his childhood. But that education abruptly ended when he lost his grandfather and then both his parents within his first 5 years of farming. Andy recalls, "I quickly learned how much I took my father and his knowledge for granted. I realized that I had no choice but to dive in with both feet." His college degrees in building construction technology and business had not equipped him for dealing with grain marketing, crop insurance, or working with hay customers. He relied on hard work and the knowledge of friends and neighbors to carry him through the steep learning curve of farming independently. Blending the respect for the work of the generations before him and the fresh ideas of a fifth-generation farmer, Andy has experienced success. Within 2 years, the farm will have completed grid sampling on all of its corn, soybean, and alfalfa acres, resulting in better management of input costs and improved yields. Injecting banded liquid fertilizer pre-plant on his corn acres using GPS has improved yields 10 to 20 bushels per acre while saving time and fertilizer. Andy is also working with seed and equipment companies to try innovative new varieties and machinery. He has grown some of the first forage teff grass in eastern Nebraska, tested a new corn hybrid, and use prototype machinery. He is proud to carry on the family tradition of conservation, installing more than 20 miles of terraces and also utilizing buffer strips. In 2004, Andy was selected to participate in the Nebraska Leadership Education Action and Development Program. He traveled across the country, as well as Russia, Poland, and Ukraine, exploring the ag industry internationally. Andy has since taken on other leadership roles, including serving as president of the Nebraska Alfalfa Marketing Association, through which he was named the Alfalfa Producer of the Year. Andy's wife, Cassie, cares for the couple's children, 5-year-old Elliot and 2-year-old Haley, while handling errands and office work on the farm. Raising their family on the farm is important to the Stocks. Andy says, "I always knew farming was not the easiest career choice, but I wanted to make sure that my children knew where their heritage came from."